Welcome everybody to a much delayed episode of Control Breakers.
We're smack dab in the middle of the post-Christmas game lull, and really with no games to talk about or review, we didn't know how we were going to put a show together, but we're going to do it anyway.
And I believe this is episode 9. I'm going to go with that.
Is
sure.
it episode 9?
Yeah, I just checked. It's episode 9. Whew, I was
There
on
we
spot
go.
for once. So yeah, there's been there's been games, I ended up buying a lot during the Steam Christmas sale.
Same here. I got a whole bunch for Christmas, and we figured it might be fun to sit down with the fans. That's you listening right now, or if you're not a fan, someone who stumbled across it, and talk about what we got for Christmas and what we've been
we
playing.
actually want you guys in the comments, let us know what you got. Let us know what you've been playing the last couple months, because this is the time of the year. From now on, there's no more fall season. There's November, December, and then there's all the way through July, because March is, I think, looking like the best month of any video game ever at this point.
Yeah. I would actually be surprised if someone was able to quantify how much gaming is done in the post-Christmas thing, because people are getting games left and right, either
Exactly.
for Christmas or doing the Steam sale thing.
I mean, I like Hitman Absolution. I played it a bit before the Steam sale, but during the Steam sale, they had it one day for 70% off.
Oh,
I
wow.
got that immediately, and that's what I've been playing with. And oh my god, is it good and worth every single penny I paid for it?
Oh yeah, it's a ton of fun. I talked about it when it first came out there. It is so nice to see a series resurrected and actually done justice, not like
Well,
freaking Bionic Commando or
well,
anything.
we'll get into that later on, but let's talk about resurrecting a series. Pokemon X and Y trailer debuts today, and the
Well, was it
internet.
ever a dead series? I don't think so.
Well, okay. It was dead in the terms of that it never evolved up until today.
Ooh, nice
It's
reference,
always
Evolved.
it's always been the same game. Like, they've been using the same engine literally since the Pokemon Red games.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, today, it's a 3D environment. You can actually run around in 3D, and now I'm looking at forums, and people are like sore on it. People are like, why is this bullshit? I'm like, no, guys. They're taking a step into the future, finally.
It's like, people are always afraid of change. I actually quite liked in Black and White. They did like some faux 3D stuff that I thought was really interesting, where like the background moved around you.
Right. Like, I saw this, and this was literally the game I wanted Pokemon to always be. Like, something where it's 3D, it's the 3D environment. I'm not saying it's 3D because of 3DS, I'm just talking about, like, it's finally not that typical overhead view.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it looks like they are actually taking a stride into something unfamiliar. Where that's like my biggest complaint about Pokemon. I haven't played any since like Gold or Silver because I got so bored with the series. Like, I'm legitimately, I will, if a 3DS drops another like $20, I will pick it up just to play this game.
Or, in my case, if the fans want to be really generous and want us to review the new Pokemon game, they could always buy us 3DSs.
Oh, okay. So in the comments, you're gonna find a Kickstarter.
Yeah, really. Get Armin and Joel 3DSs. And then we'll have to hear from Tom and Sean and Ben be like, dudes, what the fuck? You got gifts? Dude, we needed it for work. And Sean will be like, well, I need hookers
This
for
is
work.
what I already supply him with that,
And Tom will be like, and I need Blow for work. And Ben
and
will be like, I need Ryan Reynolds for work.
I swear to God, if Tom doesn't make another off-topic soon, I'm gonna break his monocle.
His fancy mug. But what about his top hat? Are you going to flick his top hat?
That's the second thing to go.
Dun dun dun. But yeah, Pokemon, it's surprisingly enough, as I keep saying, they've ran out of colors. It's now
Yeah.
Pokemon X and Y. Although, in an interesting twist, the colors they used on the X and Y are, surprise, surprise, red and blue.
Of course. Well,
And
I feel like that, like, finally this series is gonna go towards something that, revitalizes, because I mean the franchise always sells, right?
oh, it's a massive institution, especially in
Oh
Japan.
yeah. So it's like, when I'm excited about this, and I haven't cared about a Pokemon game in like 8 years. I mean, I can't. I honestly, I think they're doing the right thing.
The way I've always felt, it's a solid collection-based RPG, and there's really, no fixing what ain't broke, and that's kind of the attitude Nintendo's taken to it. I'm not crazy about the three new-looking starters. I thought the ones in Black and White looked much cooler, where you had, like, the
Right.
pig, the snake, and I forget the other one. But that's still not to say there won't be some cool shit. in this whole new generation they're starting. So yeah, interested. Color me interested. The other crazy thing is for the first time ever, it's going to have simultaneous release.
Oh yeah, that is huge.
That is huge.
'Cause
That's massive.
back in my day when I used to be hardcore into the Pokemans, I used to download them Japanese ROMs and play them before any of my friends could. So like before Black, Silver and Gold ever came out, I played like the Japanese like 40% translated version.
Yeah.
Like one weekend, I put like 30 hours into it, and I rolled into school, and all my friends like, "Have you seen like some of the pictures?" I'm like, "Hey, bitches, I beat the game.
Oh shit.
I beat it in Japanese."
Watashi wa nuneku nani?
Like, I was the badass poker kid on the block.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Pokemans.
Hey man, we ever talk Yu-Gi-Oh? I will duel your ass hardcore.
If you're gonna talk to Yugi Mans, you gotta talk to Andy about that shit.
Oh, was Andy into the Yu-Gi Mans? Was that
during
it?
high school? Andy, like, they used to have a Yugi Man table set up during lunch.
I feel ridiculous to say this, that's the only nerdy card game I ever took the time to learn. I never learned Magic. I never learned anything else, but I learned that game.
Oh God. So, hey Joel, what is this you tell me about? Something about Skyrim, something.
Oh, so yeah, apparently people are already speculating. There's some evidence to support that the next Skyrim DLC is going to be called Redguard.
Oh, here, let me tell you my reaction to this.
And I'll tell you my reaction. I still haven't played Dragonborn or Dawnguard. So
Oh, good. They're both kind of okay.
I heard Dragonborn was cool.
Was better than Dawnguard. What sucks is they sell you on riding the dragon,
but you don't really get to do it.
It's
You
crap.
Just fly around in a circle.
You know what the best way to ride a dragon is? You download the dragon riding mod for Skyrim on PC, and it's full reign. You drive a dragon wherever the hell you want.
You PC fascist, you with your PC supremacy.
Well, I can't help that we're superior, better looking. Games.
Superior, better looking, smarter. Before you know it, you're going to round up all the console players and put them into camps.
Hey, wait a minute. Do not talk about our overlord, Gabe Newell, like he's Hitler.
I believe in Gabe Newell like I believe in Harvey Dent.
Now,
Nah, Newell is cool. I don't want people thinking I don't like Gabe.
We'll talk about him in a bit, but so this Skyrim. Okay, here's my thing. Every Elder Scrolls game that comes out, they get more and more away from the fantastical things that made Morrowind and the previous ones, fantasy-ish.
Well, that's why Dragonborn looked so cool, because you had the big mushrooms, you were in the Dark Elf Isles and shit.
That's what I love about it. And now it's like, oh, Redguard. I'm like, oh, not the Redguards. Those are just more fucking humans. Come on. Like, give me Black Marsh or something,
Well, the Blackguards, they're the black humans. They're the black guys of the Skyrim universe. So I don't know. But where do they even come from? We saw a bunch of Redguard dudes who they looked almost Arabian and whatnot. They had the scimitars. They had the cloaks and everything. I thought that might actually be kind of badass if they do like 101 Arabian Nights or something, but in Skyrim.
Right,
get some genies and shit.
Genies?
Yeah, genies, it'll be Robin Williams as the genie. It'll all be good, and occasionally Dan Castellaneta as the genie. Make 3 Skyrim wishes. I can't think of any other Arabian mythology. Sorry.
I got nothing.
Oh, the Cave of Wonders, the Vizier, and all the other stuff I learned from watching Aladdin.
Alibaba?
Yeah, that's one. Ooh, the 40 Thieves, only they'll be like the 40 Khajiits. That's not to say all Khajiits are thieves, just, a lot of them. Man, I'm so racist to Khajiits.
I like playing as them.
Yeah, I'm an orc guy myself. Orcs for life.
You get your orc shit out of here. We're gonna have a good old fashioned brawl here. But okay, fuck it, whatever. Here we go. What was this Dead Rising 3? I mean, haven't we said enough about Dead Rising with the first one and then the mediocre second one?
Really, I kind of like the second one.
Well, okay, here's how I'm gonna say. I love the series, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan. I bought the original Xbox the day it came out just to sit and wait for Dead Rising 1.
It's a very Capcom series. Right. I'll give them that much.
That's one of my problems. Now the thing is, Dead Rising 2 came out, they didn't really evolve much of the game.
Well, they made the AI a little smarter, so your buddies didn't
Right.
instantly die when you were
But
trying to
I
escort
felt
them.
like they missed a lot of potential improvements.
Oh, sure. Yeah, the combat pretty much wasn't changed. I like there was a crafting system, so I could make a nail bat and beat the crap out of
Yeah, yeah.
zombies. That was fun. Or a chainsaw paddle. That was fun.
Right. Um, and apparently, the main character in Dead Rising 3, the one of the things I was out of, is going to be called Rick. So I wonder if that's a
Dun dun dun. Walking
uh,
Dead reference. Something I both loved and hated about the Dead Rising series was the boss fights. Again, very
Yep.
classic Capcom boss
Yep.
fights. Those were great. I'd like to see more of those going on.
See, I would like them to at least be like they're hard, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not hard for the reason of being good AI. They are hard because they overpower the people.
Yeah.
Like, and it's extremely cheap overpower. Like every time you get hit, you like roll backwards. You're God
Yeah.
fucking damn it,
It's almost like very old school gaming. Like, hey, we're gonna knock you back and you'll be stun locked, and it'll
Right,
be a fight to see who gets stun locked first.
right, and
Uh, that
yeah,
that being said, they came up with a new version, or no, it was
yeah,
off
off
the
the
record,
record. Yep.
which actually I felt fixed a lot of problems. That there was a checkpoint system now. It was just a little kinder, so I think they're making improvements. So color me interested for this third one.
Right, right.
Plus, I like the fact that even though it's a zombie game, it's a zombie game with a very playful tone. Like you can wear silly costumes and you can do funny stuff.
Right.
I hope they keep that. I hope that they don't like, oh, it's Dead Rising 3 Dark and Gritty Edition.
And it features guns.
Guns, but actually, guns were kind of hard to use in the game.
True, the guns in that game are terrible, terrible.
You are pretty much better suited to, friggin' chainsaw and melee weapons. So maybe guns will be a good thing for the sequel
Right.
if they make them not shitty.
They need to get Scott Liddell to do the guns in this game.
Oh yeah, well there's a guy who knows guns. Knows a bit. It's funny. We got a comment saying there, is Blood Sweat Comics just the fuck Scott Lobdell show? And I'm like, it really seems to be. I'll be upset when he's gone from Red Hood because we'll have nothing left to talk about.
Good old Scott Liddell. No, we'll
But
find
this,
another. We'll find another horse to
we'll
beat
find
for
another
that.
whipping boy.
Yeah, yeah,
There we
of
go.
course.
But this is
Uh,
the video game show, not the
True.
comic book show. We gotta keep it to video
So
games.
anyway, the major thing I wanted to talk about, which came out today, was Valve is at CES,
Mm-hmm.
and they are
That's the
talking.
Consumer Electronics Show.
Right, they are talking to a whole lot of hardware manufacturers for different setups of the Steam box.
Uh-huh.
Now, and some of the things that have leaked with small, type of things is they are going to be, of course, offering the if because some of the studios that are showing off, small PCs are
Right.
the ones that are talking with Valve at the same time. So now the speculation is, hey, these little modular PCs that are showing up that are being called, PC set-top boxes, and
Mm-hmm.
Valve is talking to these guys. Here's what we can gather for info, right?
Right,
And
right.
a few of the things were like, there's different models. So there's like the lowest, smallest one, which is like 250 gigabytes of internal memory, right?
Right.
It has like a decent CPU and a decent graphics card, and it's literally made to like half the size of the Wii.
Oh, wow.
Like it is small, and even the top tier one is the same size, but they feature more, more gigs of RAM and more like 2 terabytes of storage on some of them. And the cheapest one
Mm-hmm.
could potentially run, by the look of it, for $300, and you'd be able to play every current game that's on Steam on medium high native 1080p.
Wow.
That is pretty impressive.
Now, do you think, and this is a question that I've been sitting on for a while, do you think your average console gamer, a person who's grown up on console gaming, will go in for something like this? Or do you think Steam is really banking on the hardcore PC gaming demographic
Well,
and the tech head demographic, too?
see, I think it's a 50-50 split right here. I can tell you personally, as a hardcore PC guy, that the proponent to me, and whenever I describe it to someone, their eyes light up. They're like, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 wait, what do you mean? I'm like, just imagine what you're going to be able to do. And then,
Right.
like, I've sat a few friends at my house, and I have my media center PC,
Right.
and I've booted up Steam big picture mode, which is their version of the whole interface. It's pretty much Steam made for console, right?
Yeah.
You click it, you can use it with a controller and everything. When they saw that, they instantly knew what I was talking about. And like, I went to the store just for a second, and they were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! What was that game?" I was like, "Oh, it's Assassin's Creed 3." They were like, "Wait a minute, why is it only $30?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a weekend sale." They were like, "And this is
Weekend
constant." I
sale.
was like, "They have weekend sales, they have midweek sales, and every holiday you can expect to get games for 75% off." They were like, "And this is going to be a potential at-home product." I was like, "Yeah, you'll be able to walk into Best Buy, buy a box, hook it up just like a console, and this is what you get." They were like, "Okay, call me interested."
And I think Valve, they really need to push that to people saying, hey, you get this magic little box, and you can buy pretty much every game that's a game for cheaper.
Right. And I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna reach some sort of like partnership with like Sony, and like some of those companies that have free to play games.
Right.
And they're gonna be like, okay, you buy the Steam box, $350. Planet Side 2 is installed on the get go. You get $50 in game currency. Oh, and guess what? It's a free game. Plus, you have all these other free games the moment you hook it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just that. And like when they launched Big Picture mode, they
Yeah.
put like over 200 games at 50% off. So when they launch it, they're gonna run this huge promotion. It's like, oh, you buy it now, and all these games are even cheaper because
Wow.
you know the
It's
devs.
crazy to think.
I mean, it's crazy to think that me and you go into a shop right now, and
Yeah.
we both buy Far Cry 3 on PS3 or 360, right? The
Mm-hmm.
developer only gets $8.
Yeah.
If I buy that game for the same price on Steam for $20, the developer gets $18.
And that's another thing I hope Steam will be pushing too, and why I'm sure a lot of third-party developers would want to get behind them, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's exactly. It's all about the market. And I mean, when you go and tell a developer, "Hey, we promote you. We only take a 20% cut of whatever is coming in, and you take 18," everybody's gonna look at them and be like, "Are you serious?"
And God, it's like, if they're able to push the whole indie stuff that they've been pushing
Oh
for the
God.
last little while, like if I can get Bastion or Binding or the next Bastion or the next Binding of Isaac on my Steam box console, that's going to be crazy. That's going to be the next generation of gaming.
Right, right. And I mean, the prospect of one-click modding, like,
Yeah, that too.
if you come home and you have Skyrim, what if they release Skyrim on Steam? They pack it in the Steam box, right? They reach a deal with Bethesda, which would be easy as hell to do,
Hmm.
and they say, "Hey, you get this, and guess what? It comes pre-installed with the top 25 mods we have." And
Oh,
they
geez.
just compare it with them. People are gonna look at that and be like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Skyrim can look like this?
I can
Like,
have pirates and dragon riding
I
and
can have
sexy bikinis.
I can have no load screens and enter a house just by opening the door and actually physically opens." Like that's I think that's how they have to target. They have to target it at people like me to tell people that aren't sway into
And that's the thing. They really need to get the word out there because I've talked to a lot of older gamers and just a lot of people who, again, who are console kids who have never even know you could play games on the computer. And when I try and explain Steam to them, they're just kind of like, Steam?
yeah, yeah.
What is this Steam of which you speak?
Didn't that stop being used to power stuff in like the
Yeah.
1700s?
Joel, this isn't steampunk. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, I am legitimately like, when this thing comes out, even if Valve sells a million of them, that's a
Hmm.
million more people that are gonna have it, and when their friends see it, they're gonna just be blown away by what you can do with it. So,
And I mean, like, we always love to talk about the console wars or the cola wars or
oh,
whatever. What do you think this new console war is going to look like? Do you think this is going to further splinter people down the middle of the PC versus console people?
I think
Or
this is going to put fear into Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo's eyes.
And you know what? I hope they do. I hope just even the thought of this makes Sony and Microsoft go for the next generation for the for the PlayStation 4, Xbox 720. That they're just like, shit, man, we really need to up our game.
Right. I mean, like, you're looking at this and like one game I bought for my friend was he really wanted to play a game you love was Spec Ops: The Line.
Yeah, Spec Ops: The Line is excellent. It's like
They
720 right now.
they actually had it during a Christmas sale for $2.99 for one of those special like hourly long sales or whatever.
Oh, that's a
Dude,
bargain and a
I
half is
bought.
what that
My
is.
friend was like, "Oh man, I bought it for him for Christmas." I was like, "Here you go." He was like, "Dude, thanks." I was like, and that's I think what they're gonna do with the whole Steam thing is the best way to target it is like when it comes out, they gotta be like, "Hey, see how you're paying that little fee to play online for
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft? Yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah,
All that crazy, they don't have any of that. They just have a nice community. Like it's it's convenience, I think, and that's what they're really striving for. And I think
totally.
they're like the moment Microsoft and everybody sees this, they're gonna just go, "Oh shit."
My worst fear would be is I hope being in the console game wouldn't change Valve completely and wouldn't, turn them into the companies that they so claim to fight, like
Right,
Microsoft and Sony.
right, right,
It's like what's that old saying? He who fights dragons will eventually become a dragon or something like that.
right, right,
Because the big thing about Steam and Valve is, in general, is that why they're so beloved by gamers and by consumers, that because they're the cool kids. It's the cool kids running the store right now. But God forbid the day should come when the cool kids don't run the store anymore, and
right.
it becomes like EA or Ubisoft, like, this is really easy and convenient, and everyone's really happy. Well, just let me whip my dick out and get on into that, and fuck it all up for everybody.
I agree. I'm legitimately like I can't wait to see this. Yeah, but let's get into our main things. It's not a whole lot has happened with Control Breakers in a while. We want to talk about games we're playing,
Yeah,
and
by all means.
I got balls deep into Hitman
Yeah, Hitman
Absolution.
is awesome.
Oh my god, that is okay. That mission, the truly one that really interested me was when you're in like the Chinatown place
Yeah, that's cool.
and you get to kill that guy. There was like 30 different ways you could kill that dude.
I know.
That's man, it feels good to have a game that's just run down every corridor. Although this game does have those corridor moments,
Yeah, it
but
does.
I like that it stops and it gives you the freedom of okay, now you do whatever the hell you want.
There's definitely two types of missions in the new Hitman, and I think I mentioned this in my review of it. It's you got the big, open, sprawling, go wherever you want, do whatever you want ones, and you got the more corridor-centric ones. But they're
R-
all still a lot of fun.
Right, right. It's I'm like Hitman, something I've been playing a lot. And during the Steam sale, like I said, I bought a lot. I'm playing Doom 3 BFG edition.
Oh, nice, nice.
Um, I will say that Doom 3, even to this day, maxed out on a PC, is phenomenal looking.
Yeah.
Like, oh good God, that game has aged well.
Well, that they loved their lighting. That was the big
Oh
thing. Where it's like, oh,
yes.
we're Doom 3. Look at our lighting. Look at our
And
goddamn lighting engine.
what the hell else? Oh yeah, I bought two 2D 3D games, and that's Deadlight and Mark of the Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja.
Oh yeah, Mark of the Ninja. I only played about the first two chapters, but boy is that game good.
That game's getting crazy love. It's
It
done by
is.
the same people who do Shank, and I loved
Oh,
Shank.
I love. I think this last year was like the renaissance for stealth games.
It really seemed to be, wasn't it? They were everywhere this year. Like when people thought the genre was dead, we got Dishonored, we got Mark of the Ninja, we got Hitman.
I think people are just realizing, hey, maybe not everybody likes to just run and shoot shit and go
He-
guns, 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 call
Hell,
package or whatever the fuck.
even Far Cry 3, which is the game I've been playing, has a super robust stealth
Oh,
engine.
I will to this day tell everybody, Far Cry 3 is a better Assassin's Creed game than Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it kind of is. I've been actually doing all the wanted missions right now. I was doing them like 20 minutes before I jumped on here to talk to you. What I love to do, I've developed this strategy I like to call burn the motherfucker out, where I throw Molotovs over wherever my target is, wait for a good fire to start. Oh, the fire looks amazing in
Uh
that
huh.
game, by the way, and burn so realistically. Wait for him to run his ass away, then just sneak up on and be like, hey, mister, time to meet my friend Dr. Machete Face, with machetes in your
Well, I
face.
love it's like you can test which way the wind is going, right? You can
Yeah.
throw a Molotov and it'll carry the fire.
Oh,
Oh
yeah, that
god,
is
it's so good.
Yeah, and not only that, a story too that shows that not every first-person shooter
Oh yeah.
needs to be a jingoistic, dumb as a bag of rocks thing there. Like, I like the idea that you play essentially a normal guy, kind of an American D-bag, but that's part of the story.
Right.
Who, when your friends are kidnapped by psychotic pirates, you have to go rescue them. And along the way, your dude's like, hey, I'm not a killer. I'm no jungle warrior, even though people keep telling you are the jungle warrior. You must use the tatao. That I actually thought was ridiculous, how much they use the word tatao.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's called a tattoo, bro.
Are you making fun of foreign people's accents?
Yeah, no. Although, and it's funny, people were pointing this out too to me about Far Cry, saying isn't it like just slightly culturally not racist, but oh god, what's the word I'm looking for here? I'll just come out and say, is it a little weird that all these indigenous people are like, well, it's time for the white guy to save us. We need the white guy to save us because we can't do it ourselves. It's like you got to liberate all these different parts of the island, even though the rebels have a standing army. It's just like, no, we'll send the white guy in first. We'll send the crazy white guy. We'll give him a lot of bullets and drugs, and it'll all be good.
Uh-huh. Yeah, why not? I mean, it worked with Rambo.
Oh my god, I will say that right now. Far Cry is the best Rambo game ever made.
Uh-huh.
It is so freaking Rambo,
You can
and not
literally
even
just go in there and destroy everybody with arrows if you want.
and not even just like the Rambo 2. There's a lot of First Blood in there. The newest Rambo. Oh god, it's so much fun. And what I love too is it's one of the few games that's actually made me worried to use a flamethrower. Usually in every other game, when you pull out the flamethrower, it just destroys everything.
Oh yeah.
In Far Cry, you got to be wary about using it because A, you can burn yourself very easily, and B, just because you hit a guy with a flamethrower, that means you've got an angry, screaming pirate coming at you who's also on fire. So watch out for that.
Right,
Also,
right.
I've never wanted to own a machete more than after I've started playing that game. Now I think machetes are the coolest.
I've always wanted to become Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo is awesome. And
Uh,
machetes are awesome, and video games are awesome.
so when you combine him in a movie called Machete, you can't do no wrong. Oh God, yes.
Why isn't there a machete video game?
It's too much awesome. Our dicks would explode
I
with
mean, geez,
joy.
if the Expendables can get like a crappy XBLA game, then I think
I
for
know,
Machete
right?
too. You know what you do? Talk to the Shank guys. Shank is basically Machete. The game, talk to them. Get them to actually make a licensed Machete game.
It's just Danny Trejo running from left to right, beating the shit out of people. That'd be epic.
That would be the whole game. And then
No,
at the end, he has to fight Rutger
or
Hauer.
excuse me, at the end, he turns out that it's actually a time and he's actually Tortuga, and
No.
he gets beheaded. Oh, Breaking Bad reference! Ooh,
He's that, and he's his character from Sons of Anarchy because he was playing two cartel guys on two totally different
yeah.
shows. He's Romeo.
So, what else have you been playing besides Far Cry?
Okay, so again, you've probably seen the review up on my channel, and if you haven't, you should. I finally finished the Walking Dead game.
I've been, yeah, okay. I, I started playing that in like July when the first episode
Yeah,
came out, and it killed me on the inside that I couldn't talk about it with anybody until everybody played it on
finished
console.
it.
So I
Yeah,
was sitting there, I'm like, you motherfuckers. Is
finish it.
that not one of the greatest fucking things you've played?
Masterpiece.
Dude, it's
True
whenever I
masterpiece.
tell someone that, they're like, dude, you're kidding. I'm like, just wait till you play it in a few months. And then after everybody plays it, they're like, holy shit. Like, I can't believe how much you care for Clementine by the time that game is ending. Like,
For all the characters, and I would
oh,
say not only is it a masterpiece for that, it's a total triumph of things that they said you can't do in gaming. It's a point-and-click adventure game. It's an installment game.
yep.
It's a game with a black protagonist. These are all things that big companies would be like,
Don't forget, Joel. According to game trailers, it cannot win Game of the Year because it's not $60 and it's not more fun than Assassin's Creed because you have to assassinate people in that game.
those game trailer guys, they be trolling.
I know the guy that runs game trailers that said that is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and I'm sure he has total egg on his face now that everybody's got a chance to play it. I mean, how sad is it that the VGAs actually are making more sense by giving that Game of the Year than the game trailers people are?
I know, right? And it's funny because the VGAs are actually owned by the same company, Viacom, that owns game trailers.
Jeez.
So it's like, oh, the VGAs are more legitimate now. That's pretty interesting. But like, okay, there might be small spoilers here, people, but there's not.
I think at this point we've already talked for over half an hour. If you haven't played the game, I think we're pretty content just to talk about that till the end of the show.
Right. So we're gonna go into some
Go play it. It's good.
yes, go play it. But okay. I think the defining moment for that game, to me at least, was Chapter 1 was great, you know?
Hmm.
Chapter 2 hit it home.
Oh yeah. Chapter 2 is my favorite actually.
Okay, Chapter 2, the moment I went, what the fuck? And my wife did the same thing.
Yeah.
You're
Oh
playing
yeah.
and you're in the locker. And I was, trying to give him CPR to
Yeah.
Larry. And Kenny just drops a fucking
Assault like
giant
yeah.
salt brick on his head to
It's
protect
like
everybody. I was like, what the fuck?
okay, now you see, I'm gonna sound like a horrible person, and this really is what Walking Dead tries to do. It's to reveal what a horrible person you are. I backed Kenny. I backed Kenny the whole
Well, see,
game
I
through.
backed Kenny through the whole thing besides that one moment.
Yeah. And while we're talking about that, here's one moment where I will say that it is not broken, but a little kind of like the game designers showed their hands. Like I said, I backed Kenny through that whole thing, saved his kid, fed his wife, did the whole thing that you're supposed to do. Even though he's been my bestest buddy through the whole game, the one time I don't back him on caving in this old guy's head, he's like, I thought you had my back, man. To where I'm like, okay, come on now. Come on, game. The fuck. Although, and again, I'm kind of glad, but kind of unglad that they did that. I can understand that they want it to be a game where every choice matters, and it does. But at the same time, they also want to tell a story with structure, and to do that, they need tentpole moments in the game, and that was a tentpole moment.
Right, right.
That okay, it doesn't really matter what you do. We sort of need this to happen to move the plot along the way we want it to.
Well, I think what the best part is, like, a lot of people complain about that, but then it's like you go to the other side of the coin. We're like, well, would I rather have Mass Effect where it's good or bad?
Yeah.
And the results are the same in both games. It's a structured game and it has to tell you one story. So,
Yeah.
your decisions do impact who's around you. But it's so much more morally gray
Yeah.
in Dead Rising that you're like, not Dead Rising, in Walking Dead, that you're like, oh man, like I don't know, like.
And what I really love about it is, and I bring this up in my review too, unlike something like Heavy Rain or Mass Effect, like you said before, you can fail, but it's not like in those other games where I'm like, oh shit, I made the wrong choice. I'll have to reload and do something different. Even when I did the wrong thing in that game, I wanted to keep going because that's just how compelling it was.
Right, right. Yeah,
That's, yeah.
I absolutely I love that game. It is my game of the year. Like, I can't give it to anything else. Just seeing after what that game has overcome, it has every single negative you could imagine. Like you said, it's episodic. It's a point and click.
It has everything going against it, and yet this was the year when, all the planets aligned, hell froze over, and it became the best game of the year. And not just for us. I mean, it's been getting awards and accolades all over the place.
I've been telling people ever since I played the first episode, this is going to be game of the year, and
It,
everybody was like, I don't know. I was like,
it
just wait till you see it.
it's like, with books and movies, you have like required reading or required watching.
Uh huh.
The Walking Dead is required playing. It
Yep.
really, really is.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, that just so much is done right that you have to just experience it. Like, I can't do it enough justice just talking about it.
Yeah, I know, right? And it's like we could go through the whole thing and say, hey, what choice did you make? What didn't you do? And the thing that got me, I'm like, wow, this game just takes a big old steamy dump on the show. Does it? Where it's like the show wishes it could be this good. The show wishes it could go to
Man,
the
yeah.
dark places we go. The show wishes it could shine our boots.
Uh huh.
And how crazy is that we have a game that outdoes the show?
Right. I mean, I'm one of those people. I love the comic. I'm
Same.
all right with the show.
I've actually, after playing the game, I've actually gone back and started reading the comics from
That's
scratch.
what my wife is doing. The same thing. She's loving the game, and like, I have no problem saying that. I think Dead Space or freaking just Walking Dead the game is the best of all the Walking Dead products. Like, I think it's better.
Certainly
I think
seems
it's
that
better
way.
than the comic.
Really?
Yep. And I love the comic, but I think it's better. Just I think they just managed to actually make me care more. You know.
They just hit all the right points, and that's why it worries me when I hear, oh yeah, we're already working on a season 2. And not only are they working on a season 2, but apparently your saves will carry over.
Yep. Which probably means major spoiler. Sorry guys, please. If this is probably gonna be the end of the show for you, if you don't want it spoiled, but here we go. I kind of felt that way anyway as the last chapter
Yeah.
closes. You know, when
Yeah, me too.
you're teaching Clementine and you start playing as her, sort of. You're like, okay, I see what they're doing.
Yeah, and that was really like my only mild complaint is where I'm like, okay, Lee is destined to die, and we'll probably either A, be playing as Clementine at some point, or oh, look, they're sequel hooking me. The next game's going to be about Clementine.
Right.
Which is fine because I freaking loved that character, and if I were ever to give a game maker and a game the benefit of the doubt when it comes to sequel hooking, it would be this one.
Uh huh. Yeah. I thought it was just, I thought they set it up good, and it's like a what if type of moment. It's like, well, we could go to Clementine, or we could not. Who the hell cares?
Yeah, and the thing too is, I guess we're gonna figure out if when they ever come out with season 2. But was this just lightning in a bottle? Was this all the planets aligning, or have they truly managed to get the formula to make a truly great Walking Dead game?
Imagine if they could top this game, they should be awarded some sort of. I don't even know what you'd have to make some sort of new world like freaking award to give them.
For them, yeah. And again, too, this is Telltale, which, they're kind of a humanitarian effort when you stop and think about it with all the series they've kept going. Back to the Future, Monkey Island, Sam and Max. They're also probably the biggest, if not the only company that are really pushing the whole episodic release thing and the point-and-click adventure thing.
Uh-huh.
It's like they're masters at what they do, and they're damn near the only people who do it.
I agree. I think the only person that I know in the entire world that doesn't like that game is Ben, but I'm not surprised about Ben.
But Ben is our buddy Ben, and we can't make
he thinks Amazing Spider-Man is better than Avengers, so leave it at that, folks.
We'll leave it at that. And again, too, here's something I didn't know. Did you know Telltale made a frickin' Law and Order game?
What?
They made a Law and Order game for the iOS. It's called Law and Order Legacy, and it brings together a bunch of detectives from the entire run of the series. And I'm a gigantic Law and Order fan, so when I checked out the first game for iOS, I'm like, oh my god, it's Benjamin Bratt from original Law and Order teaming up with Olivia from SVU to solve a rape homicide. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. But then the characters opened their mouth, and I'm like, oh, no, you're not Benjamin Bratt, and you're not Mariska Hargitay. Fuck, they didn't get the voices. And then in the next chapter, Lenny Briscoe shows up, and Lenny Briscoe is like the freaking Superman of the Law and Order series. And he opens his mouth, and I'm like, okay, I know you're not going to be the actor, because that actor died a long time ago.
Right. Well,
and it's not.
All right, so I think to end the show, let's just talk about a few games we're most excited for this year. I'm going to begin this with a game that was announced today.
Mm-hmm.
Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah, you were saying you were excited.
Made by Warner Brother Games.
What?
Yeah, that blew my mind. This game on the cover is going to say Warner Brothers.
What?
That is insane because Warner Brothers owns the license to produce Lego video games.
Damn.
Yeah. And
now imagine if we could get these companies working together on shit more.
Well, just the thought, and even in the video, like they released a video doc, right? And one of the guys is talking, and he's like, here's the funny thing. We never thought this would happen until Marvel and Warner Brothers both walked in and said, it's happening, and we were blown away. I was like, are they fucking... Just imagine that.
Are they screwing with us?
I seriously thought it was a troll attempt. I'm like,
yeah.
No. It's not April 1st, guys. Warner Brothers is not going to produce a Marvel game. But I think this is going to benefit both of them.
For real.
This is probably going to be the best-selling Lego game, hands down.
Oh, probably.
And whatever share Warner Brothers gets,
uh-huh.
It's beneficial to both of them. Now, my thing is, it's like, okay, we've had a DC Heroes, right?
Yes.
We've had a Marvel Heroes. Somewhere in there, they're going to talk about a Lego Marvel DC game.
Oh, of course they are, especially if this next one makes money. They're like, imagine if we could give people both.
Exactly.
Imagine if we could have the Justice League and the Avengers in one Lego game. To
Yeah.
where I'm like, why does it just have to be Lego if you guys can play nice on this?
And just a little teaser, guys. I did a lot of digging around in some videos and pictures about this game since it's brand new. It's less than a day, and I did find some interesting info that I will be releasing in a video probably right after this goes up, sometime within 24 hours of each other. So
Oh, shit.
keep a lookout for that, folks.
Well, we're on the subject of superhero games. Even though I kind of feel like we're stealing our buddy Jay Roar's thunder here, who has pretty much devoted his entire life to talking about Injustice, Gods Among Us news.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You mean to tell me J-Roar doesn't live in Injustice? I
No, I
thought
mean
he
he
lives
is
in the game.
Injustice.
Oh, he is, clearly.
He
Yes,
is Injustice.
everything he does is with that game.
And there was a couple scans that were leaked. I saw it on Comic Vine, but of course, J-Roar being J-Roar, he had it days and days before I saw the
Of
article.
course.
Because the man is a detective when it comes to this. And basically, the big leak thing is Lex Luthor and Bane may be playable characters.
Bane looks amazing.
Yeah, Bane does look good. I'm glad that they split the difference between the Arkham City version and the comic version, where he
Yep.
still has the Lucha Libre mask, but he has the big giant tubes, to which I'm like,
Right.
it's a fighting game. I'm cool with it.
Exactly.
But the surprising thing is that in that article, they use the word 1-2 punch, which is
Yes.
our buddy J Roar's catchphrase.
You can literally tell when he's making the video, he was scrambling around, probably like masturbating too. He was like, "Oh my god, they mentioned me! They mentioned me!"
Yeah, I'm just like that. And some people in the comments are like, oh, well, that has to be a coincidence. Stop being so full of yourself. But to which I'm like, dude, that's way too good to be a coincidence.
Right, right.
Like, that has to be to where I'm like, man, this guy is so into Injustice that even the guys making it are like, we got to
Well,
give him the
he's
1-2
gotten
punch.
tweeted at numerous times by NetherRealm and Ed Boon because everything he does on Twitter is directed at them.
I know, right? To which
He,
I'm like,
I'm pretty sure Ed Boon could illegally get a restraining order on him if we wanted. I've even had. Okay, I watched a video where he keeps calling Ed Boon a sexy beast. So,
to which, hey, maybe Ed Boon agrees. Maybe he's like, see, this guy's got it right.
so I am excited for Injustice, but I have one problem with it.
Yeah.
I ordered a collector's edition, right?
Right.
This side of the hemisphere, we have the biggest piece of shit looking copy you could imagine.
Oh,
Where
really?
Europe and Japan have a sick version.
Yeah, that
Like,
happens sometimes.
like the statue in the American version, it looks like it was made by a 2-year-old.
I made it with crayons.
Like, So, I mean, Injustice definitely on my number one game I'm looking forward to, aside from the, Lego game,
hmm
is Dead Space 3.
Yeah, that one sounds. I've never gotten into the Dead Space series.
I love it for the sheer fact that, it was made, when they were originally making it, they were like, hey, what if we make a game that's like the movie The Thing and Event Horizon?
Yeah,
Because
Event
that's what the guy that made the game, he's a huge fan of it, and he always wanted to be like, well, what do you think my take on where these creatures came from would be? So that's what he did.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that series. Like, I love how it tries to be, horror without I mean, Dead Space 2 kind of failed because it was a lot of action,
Yeah,
but it was
definitely.
still a great story. And Dead Space 3, I'm hoping can really pull through for me. Like,
Yeah,
I just love
I
that
hope so
series.
too, because I know how disappointed you would be.
Oh,
For me, moving forward into the future, of course, I've trumpeted it endlessly. BioShock Infinite. When the fuck am I gonna get to play that game?
yes, Bioshock. Oh my God, yes.
We actually got to see the first 5 minutes of it, and what I love it is that it's such this great little shout out to the original BioShock, but
Right.
while also being its own thing. And I'm like, see, this is the sequel that we deserved from BioShock.
Uh-huh.
It's not retreading the same ground, it's doing something totally new while also being like, hey, it's a BioShock game, it's in the same universe.
Right, right.
Oh, and The Last of Us, because the main character's name is my name too, as I've stated
The
before.
Last of Us, hands down, looks amazing.
Yeah, Last of Us looks totally sick.
Let's see. I think, man, I think I'm gonna have like the, God, so many.
Oh, shit, GTA 5, duh.
Yep. I was gonna say GTA 5. I can't wait.
Actually, we'll be getting the cover art this month, apparently.
Oh, goody, goody, goody.
To
Well,
which all I can be like, I'm like, well, it's a Grand Theft Auto game. I'm pretty
right.
sure it's going to be a bunch of segments. There's going to be a helicopter up top. and I'm gonna buy it regardless. It could literally be just Sam Hauser's dick on the cover of the new Grand Theft Auto 5, just like he's twisting it to make it like a little 5, and I'd be like, genius, I'm gonna buy it the first day. You can do no wrong, Rockstar. You can do no wrong.
Agree 100%. Now, there are a few games that are scheduled to come this year that could go either way, and what my game, and if this comes out this year because it was rumored to be canceled,
Right.
but I don't know because they fired the entire team making it, and this is a series I absolutely love, and that's Tom Clancy Rainbow Six.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Patriots was supposed to come out, but the whole Occupy Wall Street thing made them scared because the game is homegrown terrorism and terrorists in New York, which
Of course.
the story and that gameplay target video that they released gave me chills watching it.
Yeah.
Like the other one is Walking Dead Survival Instinct, which looks like the biggest piece of crap imaginable.
Not only does it look bad, but after the Telltale game, it looks especially bad.
Like, I don't even want to talk about it. That's how bad it looks.
I cannot help but feel that they're like, fuck, we were working on this first-person shooter on The Walking Dead. It was going to be a slam dunk. We were going to make so much money. But then the Telltale game came along, and everybody loves it, and it's winning all these awards. And people are saying it's moving the genre of video games further. It's it's a masterpiece. What do? Okay, we rush out the game now and hope dumb people will think it's connected to it so we can make a little bit more money.
Right.
And what's terrible about it, too, is that the story actually seems fairly interesting. It's the Dixon brothers. It's Merle and Daryl. It's what they were doing before the show started.
Right.
And they got the actors, too.
Yeah, I'll have to wait to see, but nothing they've shown in the gameplay they've shown is terrible. So
It looks like any other hundreds.
It looks like a PS2 game.
With the plastic zombie hair. It looks like any cookie-cutter first-person shooter.
Right.
Only there's zombies in there.
And the other game I want to mention is this is a game I'm probably going to get shit for. A game I'm not interested in, Deadpool.
Oh, well, I haven't seen anything from it yet, so I can't make up my mind.
That's my issue with it. They haven't shown anything, and people are all over it. And I'm like, I'm not excited till I see something. What are you people, excited for?
Because it's Deadpool, man. Deadpool.
Yep.
Deadpool. He does
Voiced
stuff.
by Captain, I voice everything, Nolan North.
Yeah, really. Actually, the interesting thing about Nolan North is that he's actually the first and only guy to give Deadpool a voice, so he is the original Deadpool voice.
Yep. So that sums it up pretty much for me. Anything else you want to do before we sign off the show?
No, actually, I think we covered everything in the itinerary. And yes, we have an itinerary for this show. We're not just, punching wildly, although sometimes...
We're not the Comic Book Cast main show.
Yeah, for real. I mean, we don't totally go off on 12-minute Bane Dick tangents.
We could!
I mean, if you really want to, video game Bane Dick.
Alright, so starting episode 10, we're going to start talking about Lee's dick in The Walking Dead.
Oh, man, Lee's dick. You see how Lee, when he killed that zombie with his dick?
Alright, everybody, so let us know in the comments, what are you playing, what are your best games of 2012, and what are you most looking forward to in 2013? Have a good one, guys, and we'll see you in a few months for episode 10.
Yeah, whenever new games start coming out.